What's going on, Investor Thrive Nation? It's Nathan Payne, and today I want to talk to you guys about a topic I'm pretty dang passionate about, and it's about not just being a wholesaler and that being the only strategy used to help sellers and for you to buy or do deals. Because if you are just a one-trick pony and only wholesale, you're leaving a ton of money on the table by not using these other strategies I'm going to tell you about. These are strategies that we use in my business all the time to help sellers get deals done that would not normally work as a wholesale deal, where you have to get it at a really low price and sell it to an investor to make that assignment fee. I use many different strategies that help sellers out, and I want to teach those to you. And if you don't use them, start using them. And if you don't know how to use them, reach out to me and I'll teach you how to do it. But that's something I'm passionate about. That's what we're going to dive into the video about. So if you haven't already, please like and subscribe and hit the bell icon. Help this channel grow, because I'm trying to help people just like you to succeed for free, because that's my goal, is to help people succeed not only in their personal lives but in their real estate businesses as well. So stay tuned for the video, and I'll show you what I do to maximize all the leads that I get and make the most money I can.
Go to investorthrive.com right now to check out some of our free training on how you can make money as a real estate investor, or schedule a time with me so we can chat about our mastermind mentorship and how we can help you learn how to wholesale nationwide and grow your business.
Okay, so you guys probably obviously already know what the first strategy is. It's wholesaling. So what is wholesaling? It's basically getting a property at a discount under contract and assigning your contract to an end buyer and making an assignment fee. That's one strategy, and it's not a bad strategy, but the way the market is right now, it's kind of difficult to find a property that is that distressed, that needs that much work, where you're able to get it at a price that makes sense. Not impossible. I mean, we do it every day, but it's just one strategy. So one exit strategy, as we all know, is wholesaling. Okay, so if you're not using this strategy, then you're leaving money on the table, and it's called creative financing or lease options, subject to installment sales. I mean, there's a lot of different terms, contracts for deeds. They're all kind of legal depending on how you set up the contract. But basically, what this is you take over the financing that someone has, or the owner owns it outright, and they finance you. And this way, you're able to pay more for the deal than you are at a wholesale price. So let me give you an example of a deal we did in Dallas. So the owner owed about $160,000 on the property. The house was worth about $180,000. So there's like a $20,000 spread, not a wholesale deal. It wasn't going to work. So I told the seller, I was like, hey, what do you owe? And he said $160,000. I said, look, that's kind of pretty much worth what it's worth right now. I can take over your payments for you and buy the house that way and give you a little bit up front. So he said, look, if you just take over my payments, I'm totally fine with that. I just need $2,000. So I said, or it might have been $4,000, I can't remember, but he said, yeah, take over my payments, just give me a little up front. So basically what I did is I got it under contract, assumed the mortgage, and I basically assigned my contract to someone else, and I said, hey, I need $9,000 down. So I was able to give him the 2, keep 7 for myself, and that's how I got it done. Now, that was a dud deal. It wouldn't have been a wholesale deal, but because it was a creative financing deal and I was able to take over his payments, someone was willing to take over that deal. So if you are not using creative financing, lease options, taking over payments, you're losing out on deals that are there, but they're not wholesale deals. So make sure you're doing that. Alright guys, another strategy that we use all the time is an option to purchase agreement. And if you don't know what that is, there's a company out there that is basically doing an option to purchase agreement. It's called Sunday. You can check them out. They're basically going to sellers and saying, hey, look, I'm not your buyer. I'm just going to find an end buyer. So they're basically just telling people they're going to wholesale it. And I think they get a little bit of a commission. But what we've been doing to people is we'll get a house in the middle of nowhere and we don't really know what the deal is worth or what price we need it at. So I tell the seller just straight up, like, hey, we don't really buy in that area, but I have a bunch of investors I can run this by. Is it okay if I run your property by these investors, and if I, bring you someone, we can do the deal together? And the sellers are usually like, oh yeah, let's do it. That's completely fine. Bring me a buyer and we'll do it. So then what I do is I have them sign an option to purchase agreement. I have, a template if you want to use it, and in the link below. And basically what they do is they sign saying, hey, if you find me a buyer at $80,000, I will sign a real estate purchase agreement. So then if I find someone for 90, I come to them and say, hey, I found someone at 80. They're going to pay my fee, and they sign for 80, and then I would assign it to that end buyer for 90. So what is an option to purchase agreement? It's literally telling them that you're going to wholesale their property. Wholesaling, you just say, hey, I'm going to buy it because you're confident that you can buy it, or you have a buyer. Option to purchase agreement is just saying, hey, look, I'll bring someone to you. Are you cool with that? And it works all the time for us. When you're just transparent with people and just tell them how you're going to do it. It works in areas where we don't have buyers, or we're not confident about what we can get the property, like what we need it for. We just say, hey, I'm going to bring some people. They're cool with it. And I'm doing one in Hawaii right now. The house is worth $850,000 to $900,000, and this is a higher price point. So I told them, hey, I have a network of investors. Let me run this by them and see what they'd be willing to pay, and I'll bring you their offers. And the guy's like, yeah, sounds great. So option to purchase agreement is huge, and it's great because you're just being transparent about things. Okay guys, so this is a huge strategy that's coming out right now. It's kind of the new hot thing. It's the retail buyer program, novations, whatever you want to call it. It's just different contracts you use. But basically what you're doing is you're going to the seller of a house that doesn't need that much work, and you're saying, hey, look, we have a program that we can work with you, we can work together, where we'll list your house, we'll fix up any repairs if you don't have the money, and we'll get you more money than a wholesale deal. And basically you're just partnering, from what I understand, you're partnering with the seller to try and help them sell their house on the MLS with I guess their permission, and that you can get more money for them that way. Now you have to find the right situation. You have to find a seller that trusts you and is willing to work with you, and you have to be willing to put a little bit of money into the property. If end buyer that has a conventional FHA VA loan, if the appraisal comes in and they need you to do a couple things for it to qualify for the loan. So it takes a little bit more work, but you're obviously going to be able to make more money because you're selling it to a retail buyer. So that is another option that we're using. Seen it work before. Just you have to see the right situation for it. Alright guys, and to finish up this video, everybody knows about these last strategies, so I'm not going to waste a lot of time on them. Listing the house. If you don't have relationships with agents in the area, if you're not an agent, you can't list it, make some connections with some agents that can give you a kickback if you send them a referral. If you got someone that is dead set on listing their property, say, hey, yeah, we work with some agents, let me have one of them call you. They get the listing, they'll give you a little kickback. If you're able to do that. If you have a license, it's all, you'd have to get that set up. Also to end is fix and flip, super easy. If you got a good deal and you feel like you should fix it up, you don't want to put in a new kitchen or whatever, go for it. You're gonna make more money if you have the means and the time to do that. Every deal is situational. You got to look at it. And lastly, and this is what we love doing, is wholesaling. You take a house, you bring it down, you carpet, you paint it. Sometimes you even just sweep it. You just vacuum it, you clean it, and you sell it. Let me tell you about a deal we had to end. We bought it for about $344. We closed on it. We vacuumed, cleaned it, took out the junk, and it cost us like $2,000. And then we listed it on the MLS. Didn't do any work to it, and we're about to have an offer. We're about to accept an offer for $450. So didn't really do any work to it. After fees and commissions, everything, we're probably gonna make about $75,000, and didn't flip it. So to wrap up the video, guys, these are all the strategies that I use that you need to be implementing to make more money and be more successful in this business. You need a wholesale. You need to do an installment sale or creative financing, lease options, option to purchase, retail buyer program, novations, whatever you want to call it. Just partner with the seller and sell their house on the MLS. List it, fix and flip, or wholesale. So that's a lot. I think that's about 8 different options, different extra strategies. But anyway, guys, You have to have all those options in your pocket. You can't be a one-trick pony, or you're going to be leaving money on the table and not getting deals. So go out there, learn these strategies. If you don't know how to use these strategies, check out the link below. I can teach you. I can help you out. I'm also giving away a bunch of free stuff in the link below under freebies and Investor Thrive. So I'm here to help out. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and I'll see you guys next time.